Hi, I'm Jennifer Poole,
And I'm Dave Poole.
and this is our 20 days.
Well, hello again, and welcome to this episode of Our 20 Days. I'm Dave Poole. Today's episode is going to center on, we talk about right people, right place, right time. This is kind of right thing, right place, right time. So music has always been a big part of my life. So this past week, Jennifer and I attended a concert by Trombone Shorty at the Old Riviera Theater in downtown Charleston with our really good friends Shannon and Melody Carruthers. They got the tickets and had a nice dinner beforehand, and it was a wonderful, wonderful show. Very diverse in terms of audience and attraction. It's a New Orleans style street party, for lack of a better word. And it's always fun to go into a show like that, for me anyway, where I don't know the music. Maybe I'll know the style or the approach, or maybe I'll know someone in the band or the lead person. But in this case, didn't know any of the songs and whatnot, and they only played one song that was recognizable as a tune or as a melody, and they did a downspeed version of Prince's "Let's Go Crazy," which was really interesting. And then they had an opening act that was equally entertaining, much more of a classic New Orleans parade style band with a tuba and a bass drum player and a single snare drummer who's the band leader, who's good as a drummer to see the drummer as the band leader. We don't see that very often, so that's all good. So music has been such a big part of my life. I started playing when I was, I guess officially, I was probably, how old would I have been, in 5th grade, 11, something like that. So started playing clarinet, and I owe John Zeidel, who was our band director at the school system that I went to in Chillicothe, Ohio. I tested really well on the aptitude tests for playing various instruments, and I wanted to play trumpet, and Mr. Zeidel kind of talked my parents into, this kid's got more on the ball musically. He probably needs to play a more challenging instrument to learn and play. So they convinced him and me to learn to play clarinet, and I'm glad he did. I've since learned to play a bunch of other instruments, but starting on clarinet, which is probably one of the more complex instruments to learn to play because there's a number of fingerings and different alternative ways to play notes, and it's got a broader melodic range. It goes from a low E to a E above high C, for sure. So it's a really interesting, difficult instrument to play, and I'm glad he did that. So and I subsequently was able to put myself through college playing music. Did a lot of gigging, did a lot of studio work, learned a lot, met a lot of interesting people. So music, it really was an important part of my life until that point, and then it kind of dropped off for a little while. But then I got together with my friend Tom Roberts, who you've met on here, and Quint Pikney, who I don't think you've met, but I've probably mentioned a few times. Quint's guitar player, singer, Tom's bass player, keyboard player. We got together and formed a band called Irrational Exuberance, and we put together a CD of original music. Written mostly in 2001. We actually finished the engineering and mastering and published it in 2002, and both Tom and Quint have been lifelong friends since. So again, music brought us together and really made a big deal in my life. And now my good friend John Langenbahn, who's been a great mentor, always has said, and I think I mentioned in another episode that he's kind of talked about, you kind of need to reinvent yourself every 10 years or so. And the context of that conversation was about career. So this is kind of career, kind of personal, kind of fun. But, I've kind of relaunched the idea of playing music again. So I've recently joined a group of guys and formed a band called The Difference with a T. I'll put the logo, the name here. below in the thing. We're still working on a website and all that sort of thing. But we're I would say 60s, 70s, 80s rock, softer rock, type of band. It's very entertaining, the sort of stuff that you would go to a restaurant or a bar and listen to while having dinner or something along those lines. I love the set list that we've put together and really enjoy being with the guys, and that's what's the important thing. And it's gotten me to re-earn my chops, as it were, on drums. Playing drums is a pretty physical event, so I've kind of had to get back into being some level of condition in order to do this and do it decently. And I've been sitting in with a couple of other folks as well, and it's really stretched my musical horizons in terms of learning arrangements and parts for stuff that I'd never played before. So it's good, keeps my mind engaged and all of that. And then more importantly, I think Jennifer and I have decided to launch at least a couple business ventures centered on music. So stay tuned for more of that. We'll get that out in future podcasts as that evolves, and you've got a place that you can actually go look at something. But some of it's related to content, some of it's related to supporting musicians and the venues that provide opportunities for musicians to play live music. And some of it's related to event management and getting the opportunity for bands and other artists to record and engineer live recordings. So looking forward to that. So appreciate y'all tuning in today. It's been great talking about it. So thanks again, Melody and Shannon, for a great time this past Tuesday night. If you've not seen a concert live on Halloween Eve, you need to do that. It's a lot of fun. You're just watching the diverse set of people run around out there. So thanks a bunch. Thanks for watching this episode of Our 20 Days. Look for us at our20days.com, and please hit the subscribe button so you're notified of all future episodes as they drop, usually on Thursdays. Thanks for watching.